Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm taking a look at issue 3 of the Third Doctor. Issue 3 out of 5. I really do wish that it'd be a lot longer because I'm absolutely loving it, this series, unlike Torchwood 1 unfortunately. But you have the TARDIS barcode there, Titan Comics, little thing there. The Third Doctor looking awesome as usual. Kind of looks like he's got a bit of a runny nose, or a bit of a red nose, which is a bit odd. Doctor Who, sort of jumper tweet-esque logo / 1996 TV movie. One, New Adventures with the Third Doctor. No idea why, but in this, still he's in black and white, whereas to my knowledge in the other ones he's not. Doctor Who. And then there's also the writer and some other person. Advertisement for the Torchwood issue 3 stuff. Blech. Not a big fan of that. What's come out this month? Behind the scenes thing, like ink picture thing. What's the digital stuff you can get? The other Doctor Who stuff. The variant covers of this issue. Thing about the Brigadier, series books. Another behind the scenes type thing. Doctor Who shop. Variant covers of next month's even, variant covers of that issue 4, bio on that. Then you've got Doctor Who, the title of the story, part 3, written by colorist, artist, letterist, and so on. But yeah, I think the cover is very modern, very of the times, very... not relevant, but very reminiscent, of Doctor Strange, I think, with the background, it looks like it's magic, but it's actually Gallifreyan writing, and that, no idea what it is, specifically, what it says specifically. I'm not that much of a Doctor Who nerd, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it looks awesome nonetheless. I think the only gripe is that it's a bit maybe too similar to Doctor Strange, maybe. But yeah, you've got your bio on Jo Grant, the Doctor, and the Brigadier. You've got bits in Jo Grant's mind, which they kind of quickly get out of that a bit too quickly in my liking, to my liking. And then we move on to this sort of thing about this other character. I adore this page though. It's a double spread of Jon Pertwee and the Master fighting it out, physically, but also kind of mentally in the middle, But yeah, I think we find out some about the Second Doctor, which I won't spoil here. But interesting thing in this panel, don't know, maybe it's just me, but here that looks like a TARDIS key, or a concept idea for a TARDIS key maybe, and then there, that looks like the Series 9 confession dial. I think the thing, as I say, right at the beginning, I think they skim over the whole idea of the robot invasion thing very quickly, and I think this issue shifts the tone of the overall series in a different direction. In a direction that I like, it's been shifted a bit too quickly for my liking, I think. There's no steady progression, and this is the second time reading it as well, this issue, and so I have enjoyed it to that point. I read it immediately when I got home, when I bought it, and just before doing this review, so I sort of refreshed my brain on what I'm reviewing, but yeah, as I say, I just genuinely think there's such a juxtaposition about this other plot thing, and I do like some of the stuff, with the Doctor and the Master. Roger Delgado looks amazing, and so does Jon Pertwee. They've really captured their very, very detailed faces, and very expressive, very articulated faces, and that in lots of different bits and pieces, and just the costume as well, of the Third Doctor, that iconic costume. And I just love the Brigadier in this as well. He's so funny, he's so Brigadier-esque, the fact that he's okay, come on, let's vet the, let's security check the tea ladies from now on, people, come on. The Master's infiltrating it via that, our base, our top secret base. And I just love that, little things like that are funny because, it's, the hierarchy of the unit, they're probably at the bottom of it. And so obviously it's clear that they would be the sort of first line of attack from the Master's perspective. You've even got Sergeant Benton as well. And that, like, there. You've got awesome sort of just unit soldiers doing unit soldiery stuff. Sort of a church that reminds me of the demons, I think the unit soldiers could get more stuff to do, but I think there's just so much stuff here, right at the beginning you've got this sort of idea of, this comic book series is set after the Three Doctors, so the Doctor's just got the dematerialization part that he needs to leave Earth, right? So there's this interesting dialogue / bit about the Doctor leaving, or wanting to leave, Jo Grant and his friends behind, and that, but they've sort of got to know him and got to like him, that maybe he don't want to leave, but at the beginning, he's sort of like, yes, I know why you're afraid, I know why you would be, and how, and I know what it's like to be forced to be someone you're not, because then the Third Doctor opens up on an emotional level, which I found quite intriguing and interesting about the idea that, yes, there is this sort of ramifications of what the Time Lords did in the War Games, which is never really brought up in the Third Doctor's era, he just seems to be completely, Second Doctor, Third Doctor, and completely fine, when actually, in real life, one, not only have you changed into a new body and into a new, physical form, and that, but not only is there that, but you've also been forced to go to Earth and only be on Earth and that for some time, and also on top of that, on the shit Sunday that is ideally the Third Doctor's life, not only is he a new body / person or iteration / incarnation of the Doctor, but he didn't actually get to choose, They showed him lots of different slides of different people, and then they were like, no, you know what, you're going to look like this, and he was forced to regenerate, without being able to choose who he wanted to be and that, and stuff. And so, there's this interesting stuff about, maybe I would like to go, but there are people who need me, and, I've got kind of used to this whole sort of, gentleman's club-like life. And then, the Second Doctor's not really in it that much until the end, and there's a bit of a reveal there of who he is, which, I don't know, I thought it was a bit juxtaposition and a bit out there and a bit out of nowhere. And I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. Part of me's like, I don't like it because it just felt completely out of nowhere. But then another part of me's like, although it was out of nowhere, I'm interested to at least see where it'll go. And it's a bad guy that we've not seen for some time in Doctor Who, and I don't think is returning anytime soon in the new series. I'd be very surprised if they ever brought him back. But considering I think he's only in one classic Doctor Who episode. But if you're any bit the Third Doctor fan though, I would strongly recommend the Third Doctor issue 3. Thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.